Welcome to Chapter 17 of Vampire the Masquerade 20th Anniversary Edition role-playing tabletop game set in New York City, 1998. Yay. If you're watching this on Twitch, congratulations. You may be treated to a rare privilege, for Chapter 16 has vanished from Twitch, and from what I heard from Griffin God yesterday, and looking a little bit at it myself, Twitch is undergoing some changes, and it's possible that broadcasts can no longer be saved unless they've been highlighted. I personally don't know about this myself, and if you're watching in the distant future, maybe this will be true, maybe this will be false, maybe Twitch won't even exist anymore. Congratulations. There's been some downtime between the end of Chapter 16 and the start of this one. Chapter 16 ended the morning of April 11th, 1998, and Chapter 17 is beginning all the way on the evening of Tuesday, April 21st, 1998. 10 days of fun. What happened during those 10 days of fun? Well, mostly national and international news. Nothing of, immediate consequence to New York City. Just some reports that the coterie picked up, mainly Byron, sifting through IRL news instead of kindred news. I might make a little timeline document, attach it, to like Mediafire or something, and put a link into it for the sessions that fit this chapter when I upload them to YouTube. I don't feel like going through the whole rigmarole now. Suffice to say that the reason the coterie stopped skipping time is because Deputy Inspector Mikhail Vargas, yesterday evening, of the 14th Precinct, stationed in Astoria, he is the ally of the coterie who is basically responsible for the domain security, was found unconscious in his home by his half-brother Isaac, who had been visiting family while on vacation. Emergency paramedics were called and attempted to resuscitate the police officer, but Vargas unfortunately died en route to the hospital. There's an ongoing investigation into the affair, but given the Vargas family's, long history of heart problems, Isaac himself has survived 3 heart attacks, there doesn't appear to be any foul play. More information will be known after the autopsy. And the coterie basically discovered this on the morning of April 21st. Just perhaps like a few hours before they were about to go to sleep, like, motherfucker, Vargas is dead. And perhaps resolve themselves to try to do something about the situation or look into it more after the next sunset. I'll let that sink in a little. Everyone is panicking. Okay.
Pretty much.
I mean, we were really going to plan to go on a road trip to India/Pakistan to stop them from getting nukes. But this seemed more pressing.
Okay, now sunset on the evening of April 21st happens at 7:42 p.m. Consequently, the 4 members of the coterie awaken roughly about 4 hours later, so you're looking at maybe 11:45 p.m. Were there any questions you 4 players wanted to ask me, or anything you wanted to say in particular about your characters before the session began?
I'm just gonna, since Vargas is dead, we as a coterie are losing that dot of ally, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And possibly dots of security.
Indeed.
Okay.
And I did end up purchasing the second dot of protein with David.
Okay. You can go ahead and reset your blood pools to maximum -1. If you have any missing health levels, you can go ahead and replenish those. I'm feeling like a nice guy. since we're in hard mode and everything, you all have had 10 days to live it up. You can go ahead and replenish a point of willpower as well. All right, folks, ball's in your court.
Well, David's going to call everyone up for an emergency meeting first thing.
Yeah, Byron will have been dialing your number, well, everyone's number, really, when the phone rings. So he says, hey, what's up?
Vargas is dead. We've got to do something.
Agreed. Shall we meet at Astoria Estates?
Yeah, I'll be there shortly.
All right. And Byron will head that way as well.
Just a
Marcus will on the way over there.
Okay. You folks can go ahead and gather then as you would like, and whenever you're all ready to proceed with your conversation, feel free to go for it.
I'm actually on Astoria Estates map.
So,
Problems, Aaron? Or are you pacing?
Pacing.
Oh, I was about to ask if you were drunk. It's like, that's Marcus's job. Well,
So
first
Vargas
thing,
is
say again.
so Vargas is dead.
Yeah, and one of us should probably talk to his brother, or was it his cousin? Whoever found him. I forgot already.
Half-brother, Isaac Vargas. I gave you all this information like 2 days ago. What the hell?
Hey man, I knew he was related. I just forgot how.
Joseph will put up his hand. Between me and David, I'm the only one that can really show my face in public, and the only one that I'll have a good enough reason to go and talk to him out of the blue, or go in over there out of the blue.
Oh yeah.
Arnold Cork and Eyebrow would say, sure, if you want to do it, that's fine. I mean, he doesn't really get the reasoning, but he doesn't care.
David's just going to be kind of staring, apparently deep in thought, off into space.
Someone should probably also check in after the autopsy. Someone who can sneak really well.
Yeah,
David?
Robert.
Yep. And then we need to probably, hopefully, get some damage control going, and maybe get the new precinct chief on our side.
Hey, Byron.
Yeah.
You were on good terms with your sire for a while, right?
My sire?
Yeah.
We're not exactly on speaking terms, but no, she's not trying to kill me presently. Why?
No, I mean, like, you like, learned from her and, that sort of stuff before coming here, right? Like, you were on good terms for a while.
Yes.
You, you ever learn exactly how the embrace works?
Yes, we had a fairly lengthy conversation about it after I was embraced. I was embraced rather suddenly. I'll put it like that. Um, but she did explain what happened. Why do you ask?
Could, could we do that with Vargas?
Byron will look at you oddly for a second, saying, "Huh, interesting
I
you
didn't
ask
think Vargas.
me."
I don't think Vargas. I don't think Vargas would want that.
I don't know
He
if he
doesn't
would
seem like the
either,
kind of
but
person.
I just want to know if it's even on the table.
Well, as I said, my embrace was rather sudden. I actually died, and I was embraced in order to resuscitate me, so to speak. Um, it is allowed to embrace someone shortly after their death, but I believe that it can't be too long. I believe that once the body reaches room temperature, chances are slim to none that you can resuscitate the person. In other words, I think, and he'll glance at Marcus, whether or not Vargas would want it or not, I'm not sure that it's an option that's on the table currently.
Well, I guess just as well then. I mean, I certainly wasn't going to make him a Nosferatu, and I don't know if any of you want a child anyway.
Marcus will just roll his eyes at that.
Joseph will shake his head.
Currently,
All right,
no.
listen, I've got some files, some personal files on everyone in the 116th precinct. We can go over them, try and figure out who our new liaison is going to be.
Barn will nod and say, yeah, and if you like, I can look in to see who might be on the short list for being promoted to the newly open position, although you may know more about it than I do.
Yeah, the files should have a lot on that, aside from what we already know. Yeah, okay. I'll go get them and bring them back here.
Sounds good. I suppose, okay, so Joseph, you wanted to go talk to the brother as well as sneak into the lab and look at the reports. Was that how it is happening?
I thought David was a sneak in. He's the one who has training with breaking and entering other police records.
All right, fair enough.
While Joseph might be able to be more invisible than David, I don't think Joe. I don't. No offense to Joseph, I just don't know where. I just don't think you know what files to look for or how to break into a place if need be.
Joseph will smile a little bit at that.
You are a priest. And I'm going to let that cloud make judgment.
Do you actually say that?
No. That's me. That's what Marcus is thinking. He's a priest. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to break into places.
Yeah, I know. I was just double checking that it was that was out of character. Joseph will get up, say, "Well then, I will go check in with the family."
Sounds good.
And then leaves Marcus and Byron. What do we do?
I don't know. So have you, you need any more training with presence at all?
I think I've got it, but you probably need some more help with Auspex.
Yeah, a couple of those nights you confused me with some things you said. So if we could go over that a little bit, that'd be great.
Sure. And I guess that's the plan. Marcus and Byron are going to... Marcus is going to be teaching Byron stuff. Joseph is going to be going playing priest.
Yeah, I mean,
And
we'll just wait here for one or both of them to get back so we can do anything.
all right, sounds like a...
So what's happening?
Joseph's, go ahead.
I don't think anyone else was talking.
Oh, I thought Crimson was saying something. Joseph's going to go get changed into his old police blues, and then going to go go down to the family of Vargas, get in contact with them, or just go over there.
Okay. Joseph would know that Vargas actually, his wife is dead, died years prior. He did have a daughter who is actually of college age, and she's like in Virginia somewhere. His only currently like visiting family himself is Isaac Vargas, his half-brother.
Yeah, that's who he wanted to go see anyways, because he's the one that found the body.
Okay. Alright, that seems perfectly reasonable. David, what are you doing?
Well, he was going to, he is going to get all of the 116th Precinct personnel files and bring them back.
Alright, the
Expecting
114th
everyone to,
precinct stuff, alright.
Yeah, expecting everyone to have kind of stuck around the place, and when he realizes everyone went off to do their thing, he's going to try to figure out which hospital Vargas was taken to and where the autopsy's being done so that he can snoop.
Okay. And what are Marcus and Byron doing?
Yeah, we're just sitting around the office waiting for people to get back, and he's clearing some things up about Auspex that Byron was not clear on. So, I mean, we will be there when you get back, either one of you.
That's the plan anyway.
Alright. Let's see, it's going to be, David's going to have a quicker time getting to his haven and then coming back to the office than Joseph will, changing into his police blues and going after, Isaac Vargas, so, David returns.
And Marcus and Byron are still there.
Yes, well, I'm probably in the midst of just saying some things about Auspex. Now you just gotta open your nose a bit. Let the air breathe. Breathe in the air like you haven't for many years. Good.
David tosses the folders and stuff down on the table. I got these, a few months ago.
Huh. Good deal. Have you looked at them much since then?
No, I haven't. I didn't need to then. But these are the personnel files for our local precinct. We should pick a new liaison, someone that we can Google.
Final nod. Agreed. Well, do you want to divide them up? What should we look for? How do you want to do this?
Well, I'd prefer someone that I knew in my past life, but that's getting less and less likely as the years go on. Mostly we want someone that has the power to keep directing the precinct as it has been under Vargas. and who we think is competent enough to not get caught helping us out.
Wouldn't it just be easier to Ghoul the new precinct chief?
That's probably what we'll end up doing.
Isn't there a possibility that they'll assign a precinct chief that is not from this precinct?
Yes, it is, but I'd still like to go over these and try and put a small dossier of prospective candidates together. We might not get a chief who can lie well enough to not be suspected of corruption when he helps us.
Whatever
Know
you
what I
want, man. Yeah, I think I understand.
All right, then. Let's get started organizing these files, I guess. I'll take my direction from you. I'll nod to David.
All right, that'll be something that the Nosferatu, the Toreador, and the Ventru end up working on. Spending their time sifting through files that David Green worked so hard to obtain.
Accidentally.
Yes. And we're, of course, you know, his first goal. It's what he really wanted.
Oh yeah, no, he saw this coming.
Totally.
Yeah, he's on this. Yeah. See, this is what foresight and planning does, guys. Come on, guys.
All the way from Chapter 3. How did he know?
Byron is impressed.
I mean, yeah, from their perspective, he clearly was prepared for this sort of contingency to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not lying.
Mark,
Byron is simply impressed.
Mark's like, where'd you get all the files, man?
I picked them up when I was raiding that municipal building.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start looking through them.
So I hope these are worth meeting Sevalad.
I doubt it.
Yeah, so do I.
So is there any dice roll involved in trying to sift through these?
Or is it just a patience check?
It's gonna be a patience check. It's also not your turn. Yay! Now, Joseph, who has returned to Flushing long enough to fit into clothes he probably hasn't worn in quite some time.
But to be fair, his size doesn't really change anymore.
Not really, no.
He didn't have long enough as a priest to get out of shape enough that they don't fit anymore before being killed.
Has then returned back to Astoria. The hospital is a local hospital. I'm going to go ahead and invent a name right now. Astoria Medical. An original name. Bam!
Thank you, I could not have spelled that.
Well, you guys have exhibited problems with names in the past. We're not playing in a world of dragons and, you know, mind flayers and anything.
Well, I don't know. Any proof that there aren't any dragons or mind flayers in the world of darkness?
No, you don't. Because it's all written in first person, every single bit of lore. Okay. Joseph arrives at the hospital, going in through the front area lobby. It seems that with the police officer blues, that, you know, considering how Deputy Inspector Mikhail Vargas was known and noted, even though this is the world of darkness, people just don't even care enough to, like, ask for Joseph's credentials or anything. He is eventually ended up directed to actually a basement level, where sort of in front of the coroner's office type area, where they do like the autopsy, the whole autopsy section. He sees a gentleman who's in his mid-50s, perhaps even early 60s, pacing from to and fro. He's balding. He definitely does have facial features that are reminding or similar to Mikhail Vargas, but not dressed quite the same. Doesn't have that same hard look to him. Instead, it's replaced with sort of like this facial mixture of like concern and worry and frustration. Like, this vacation has gone horribly wrong.
Well, Joseph will put on his softest smile and walk up towards him.
Yeah. The gentleman stops, looks at you and says, "Another well-wisher."
Yes. Sorry, I know it's such a bother. I was a friend of Vargas, and I had to come down.
I, I don't suppose you're here to actually do an autopsy or anything, right?
Have they not gotten around to doing that?
No, no, no. It's only been a day, and there's a backlog of everything and everyone. Apparently, my Mikhail wasn't that important.
Well, he was important to some people. I'll actually go about seeing what I can do to remedy that as soon as possible.
Yeah. Isaac even gestures like the autopsy room. He's not even in. They just allowed me down here to just be in proximity to where he's being kept. I just I came to the city for him, and I kind of don't have it. I don't like want to go back to his loft now that he's.
I certainly understand. Uh, so, what exactly happened?
Uh, let's see. Mikhail worked late hours. He had me go about doing some things. Even when I was on vacation and he agreed to be on vacation, he wasn't the type who could easily drop his work. As such, I was actually one who went out to supermarket to pick up some things. I'm a much better cook than he ever dreamed of being. We're gonna have a late supper. Got back 9:20. Uh, and Isaac begins going through the whole process. It takes a long time for him. Even though he's recounted it numerous times already, it's jilted of how he ended up walking back into the loft with a key that his half-brother gave him. Found Mikhail just completely unconscious with a very weak pulse, sort of just collapsed onto the floor. Called emergency services, paramedics rushed in, they hauled him off in the ambulance, but he died en route to the hospital. Joseph, being familiar enough with seeing people talk, just time spent studying them, would note that Isaac's concern and just frustration and his emotions are genuine.
Well then, as after he finishes, Joseph will excuse himself for just a second after he gets to a natural closing point, just a second to give a call to David.
Okay. You other three coterie members are still busy sifting through all the personnel records.
Agree.
And Joseph's going to be close enough that Isaac can hear this when he's talking. Apparently they haven't done an autopsy on a Vargas yet. Um, I want you to come down here, bring whatever necessary, and get this rectified if you can. Look into this for me.
Got it.
Thanks. And Joseph's going to hang up and step back up to Isaac.
There's a shadow of a smile that appears on Isaac's face after the phone call.
Joseph will continue with the sort of half questioning, half comforting,
Yeah.
trying to get any information he can while still being gentle.
Yep. Isaac ends up being someone who's actually not that familiar with the city. He's actually from Connecticut, and he was visiting his brother. He's he's on his own vacation. He does sort of like market, like managing, sort of like sales director for some other company that handles like furniture and furnishings and what have you. He doesn't like to talk about that, though. There's also some interesting and funny anecdotes. There was a troubled family history, which partly stems from the fact that they're half-brothers. Their parents had some issues. But all the same, Isaac and Mikhail had managed to keep a somewhat close relationship, and any sort of information that Joseph gets is just like peppered with anecdotes about amusing stories. Basically, a side of Mikhail that isn't seen whenever he's doing his hard, gruff police work.
One other thing Joseph wants to do is to offer to put him up if he can't stay in the place in the Vargas's loft.
Isaac, just shake his head. No, I couldn't impose. I'm gonna go back home. As soon as this, sort of like gestures his hand, and his body's hopefully, we're gonna bury him in the family plot. We can't get a move on with that until this is done, and I think the coroner said something about, Mr. Vargas, we'll get it done tomorrow.
Um, uh, I understand not wanting to be in his loft. If I can rent you a hotel while you're here, or a motel, just something so you don't have to. I know how terribly hard that can be.
It's quite all right. I'm staying somewhere.
Okay. With that, I think Joseph will excuse himself.
Okay.
He's going to walk out front, and as soon as he's somewhere relatively safe, obfuscate and stay around near the front so that he can see if anyone else pulls up.
All right. It's you're looking at about close to 1 a.m. You folks there in Astoria Estates, sifting through all the names. You've got a few candidates. The best one, it seems. Well, for one, David doesn't recognize like any names. Like he did never worked with any of these individuals. The one who is seems most apt to actually be taking the deputy inspector position himself, if he actually hasn't been named that already, is a gentleman who goes by the name of Roy Dufford. I will go ahead and give you that name. Roy Dufford served in the United States military, honorable discharge after 4 years. He's a distinguished veteran of the police force with 12 years, experience in both narcotics as well as homicide. He lives in Astoria as well. He's 44 years old, and he has a wife and 4 kids. But there are some other names, just other potentials that you collect as well as you sift through.
So it looks
All
like
right.
this Roy Dufford might be the guy.
Certainly looks that way. We should watch the newspaper, see who ends up getting put in place. There should be some small story about it.
That's a picture of him, by the way. He's balding, has a mustache and goatee. Definitely looks like he's in his mid-40s. Upon getting a newspaper, though, it'll actually be seen. Whether it's Byron or Marcus or David or even all three of you looming over newspaper, they're certainly old discarded newspapers from early in the day. As it turns out, he actually has been named Deputy Inspector.
So should we pay Mr. Dufford a visit tonight?
Maybe. But we should decide who's going to be handling the police situation. Should I keep being one that does it?
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you, I liked it when you were handling it, David. You seem to know more about that side of things. However, how would we set that up? I mean,
Well, we've got to figure out some way to get my blood into him.
Byron's eyes will narrow. It's like, well, it's not that hard to be accomplished, depending on how forceful you want to be.
I mean,
Well,
you got
I'd rather
dominate.
not. There's that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I can probably convince him to come here with just awe or something, and then once here, I could probably dominate him to. I don't know. It might be hard. We might have to hold him down and do it or something, but I can erase his memory after that easily.
Okay, well, whatever we end up doing, I don't want him to be left with a bad first impression of us.
Of course not. We can talk about the logistics more. We can just, I mean, like I said, getting him back here will be easy, and you can be obfuscated wherever, just so you don't show your face till you're ready. And input will be easy.
I got it. We have a fancy party, and we invite him over. Throw a little Astoria Estates shindig, invite some of our clientele over, invite him over, invite some of the biggest people of, and then during the party you slip some of David's here's blood into his drinks, and ipso facto, it's a common plan.
That seems a little convoluted.
I just like the idea of a party, okay?
No, I understand that, but yeah, no, I think that using your crazy mind control powers is the best bet.
You're gonna have to talk to him and then get him out of the wherever he is with other people being suspicious, though.
Yeah, here, let's see, where's say he lives in the personnel records?
He lives in, we'll go ahead and say, near Central Astoria, as a matter of fact, not that far from the 114th precinct itself. Like 2 blocks.
Married, family?
He does. As I said, he has a wife, and who's currently still with him, and 4 kids. All of whom are young, so they're all still living with him as well.
Now, Mr. Deferred wouldn't happen to be one of our clients at Astoria Estates.
You know, I don't know if I'm okay with putting the blood bond on someone that already has a family.
Well, it's an unfortunate situation here, David. If we don't get someone to replace Vargas soon, we won't have the police to help us keep Astoria safe. That means any hooligan from Steinway, Woodside, or Long Island can just come in here and do whatever the hell they want. And by hooligan, I mean vampire.
It's still just, it doesn't seem right, you know?
Well, I mean, we're not going to abuse the power we have over him, are we? I mean, it's just we want him to see it our way. It's,
I know, but I mean, look at how Evelyn is with you. She'd drop anything if you asked. Should we do that to someone that has a family counting on him?
Then what do you suggest we do, David? And let Astoria fall to the invaders?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just a human.
there is also, through my abilities, I can implant suggestions, but that's not, I mean, it would have to be something rather simple, like if you see something that might interest us, give us a call and tell us. And I can't leave multiple. It's just something that would be in the back of his head. It's a lot less versatile than ghouling him, but
Ghouling him is the only surefire way to make sure our Astoria stays safe, unless you can think of it one.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, if you won't do it, it's one of us
Who's
will.
who's the commissioner of this area? Who does he report to?
I don't know, David. This is the commissioner among the papers and reading here for the last couple of hours.
You have asked the storyteller a question he was not prepared to answer. Damn it. Oh, now I have to remember how these New York police precincts work.
I mean, you could just say we know who the commissioner is because we usually don't care.
I don't know, Aaron. You're actually the one who knows more about this shit than I do. Aaron's just done speechless. Like, really? Really?
Either that or his computer's crashed.
No, my graphics driver froze. What did you say?
How does the New York City police system work?
Oh shit, I don't know. I'm not a cop.
It's been a long time since I read the how-to, NYPD precincts whenever I plug Mikhail Vargas in as the Deputy Inspector. I'm sure he has a boss, though. Sure, there's a boss. Now I gotta think of a name.
while I was doing that, I was just reviewing Mesmerize under Presence, and yeah, actually, I don't think it would be that hard for Byron to convince any mortal to just drink a cup of blood. As gross as it is, it's not going to harm him directly. So
I think you mean mesmerize under dominate.
Oh, that is what I meant. I'm sorry. Yeah, dominate. But yeah, it doesn't seem like I think I would be rolling 7 die for that. So pretty good chances, probably.
Yeah, and you consider the average person who's not a vampire has what? Not that much willpower, so it'd be a pretty good thing.
I mean, even the average vampire doesn't have that much willpower.
I mean, look at Marcus. But apparently the commission name is Dominic Gressman.
Whereas, the deputy inspector is responsible for his precinct, the 114th precinct, there in the northern section of Queens. His boss would actually oversee the entirety of Queens North.
I'm guessing his headquarters is somewhere like Flushing's? I mean, unless we don't know that.
Yeah, do we know which precinct he, has his office in?
Racking your brains together. You think it might be Flushing. Yeah. Flushing is, an area, or it could be maybe College Point, or maybe Steinway, or maybe you don't know.
Okay, I assume there's computers with, dial-up in here?
Sure.
Then I'm going to, see what I can find out. I mean, there should be something on the internet.
Yeah. In that case, yeah, the office of the guy who oversees Queens North is actually located in downtown Flushing.
Okay. And, I'm gonna try to find any, basic biographical information about him. Obviously, nothing as detailed as these, files we've got here, but, yeah.
He's in his early 50s. He's apparently a health nut of sorts. He keeps himself in top physical condition. Apparently, once upon a time he was one of those like world's strongest man competitions. Sticks to eating wholesome foods. Either drinks, sort of like fruit smoothies or vegetable smoothies or just water. Not a man who is listed with really any vices known of. A hard-ass kind of guy. Doesn't have any current like family living with him. He and his wife have been separated for some time. She didn't exactly like his lifestyle. Irreconcilable differences.
Kids?
They did have 2 kids, but both of them are out of the house now. They don't even live in New York.
Did Vargas mention anything about this guy? He's asking David, but Grimith would probably know this as well.
Has Vargas mentioned anything about him?
Nope. That's never been a topic of conversation.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, David would certainly have heard of the name before, Dominic Gressman. Probably didn't work with the guy, but he's basically been a hard-ass health nut for his entire life. Very muscular guy. Probably even in his 50s, he's one of the stronger humans you'll ever come across.
Right, I mean, I'm pretty sure that even Vargas was still just a beat cop when David finally died.
Yeah. Dominic, apparently, he spent a good portion of his life as a detective.
Alright, I think this might be our guy. He doesn't really have any attachments here in New York. He's got all the power that we might need to continue our operation, and I definitely think that we could get him being okay with the ghoul thing even before he's fully blood bonded. Just because he's kind of a health nut, it seems like the sort of thing he'd be interested in.
Agreed. I think the first thing we should do is figure out where we can meet him. We could, I mean, sure, Marcus and/or I could show up at his house in the middle of the night and try to get him to come someplace, but it might be easier if we knew a bar or something. Well, as a health nut, so probably not.
My advice? Wait, damn it. I bet his office isn't open at night.
Nah, he's one of those police officers that gets the luxury of sleeping at night.
Yeah, he oversees the other deputy inspectors in their precincts.
And that damn it was in character, by the way.
Yes.
So I guess we're breaking into his place.
Yeah, I think that's the way it's got to go, doesn't it?
Well, Marcus, what do you say you and I put your new skills to the test?
As long as he was nearby, just so we can run damage control in case I fuck up.
If you fuck up, I can probably dominate him to do what we want. Because I actually reviewed it. I get 9 dice. I forgot about natural leadership, so it's ridiculous. I mean, I think that I could... But if we can get him to, if we can awe him enough, would that be something that would be a combined roll, Grimith, or not?
No. You are not fusing your powers together.
If 2 targets activate awe at the same time, don't they start awing each other?
Yes.
You can. Well, you can choose whether or not you want to affect someone. I think I have to look to make sure, but yeah, I can definitely do that. Possibly.
Yeah, well, if
Listen,
the thing is,
all we really need to do is go there with some of my blood prepared, and you guys make him drink it. Pretty sure I can let you in as long as he doesn't have a security alarm or something. That would make it a lot trickier.
all right. Here's a Dixie cup.
I was thinking more along the lines of a thermos, something you can actually seal up.
Same idea.
I don't really want my blood ending up in some rat somewhere. By mistake.
I see how it is. Just how much blood you want in this thermos?
Well...
Question, does anyone here have a thermos on you?
Maybe there's one in the, I'm assuming this office might have a kitchenette type thing. Maybe there's one just there we can grab. We can replace it.
I mean, if there's not, we could probably find one at a truck stop or something.
Yeah.
Just walk to a 7-Eleven. I know. Do you have thermoses? Yeah? I need one.
Good, good.
So we acquire a thermos.
Okay, one thermos get.
And how much of my blood can I actually get in there?
How many blood points do you want to put in the thermos?
No, I mean, that's a serious question. I know that for, like, lower generation vampires, 1 blood point is roughly a pint, because it's not very concentrated, but Dave is a little bit higher up, and I don't know how big the thermos is either.
How big of a thermos do you want?
Wait, so we've got, like, a selection here?
No, okay. Aaron, I'm just going to say right now, it's an Erlenmeyer flask. It fits maybe at most 2 liters. Which is still quite a lot.
Why gotta be like that?
Fucking 2 liters?
I don't know. I've seen big Erlenmeyer flasks, okay?
Yeah, no, we just get like a fucking 2-liter soda bottle, dump out all the soda, fill it with blood.
Genius.
Well, now we know how to ghoul everyone for Halloween.
We'll say the thermos fits a liter. You could definitely put 3 blood points worth in there if you'd like.
I think that's what I'll do. That should be enough to blood bind someone, but David's actually going to ask at this point. So, Byron, can you blood bond someone all at once, or does it have to be spaced out?
Marcus shrugs.
Oh, as far as I can tell, you can do it as quickly as you want. Now, what I'm uncertain about is if you want someone to chug it all, this is a human, and humans have adverse reaction to blood in general, so the force of, I mean, you might want to allow a few minutes for it to take hold first.
Oh, right, no, I just mean, like, could we do it all in one night?
Yeah, I think so. I believe it's just the quantity of your blood in the human system. Now, do note that I mean, these are mortals. If you can overload them, and I'll have to. I'm not sure what the rules are, and Byron wouldn't know either. He's just like, I don't know what that much all at once would do to a human, but in theory, it should work. But what are the rules? Isn't it like 2 blood points, and then ever after that, they have to roll like a willpower or something like that? Stamina. All right. Well, he's probably got good stamina. He'd probably survive it. Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Being up.
And even if you fail the stamina roll, you just take a point of damage.
In
I mean,
fairness,
we
these
could
are
also-
questions that Byron has never asked himself before.
Right. It's like I said, he doesn't know this. I was just curious about the mechanics. But theoretically, he's going to say probably. I mean, from what I've noticed, it just takes hold on you right then, and it's pretty immediate. I mean, he'll say with Evelyn, it was a couple blood points right off the bat. Just I'm making that up on the fly, but that's what happened.
Probably shouldn't give him everything at once. Let's just say it that.
Right, okay. David's going to check what time it is now. I mean, they've kind of been talking and reading things and stuff like that for
You're looking at 1:30 in the morning.
What I would suggest, what Byron would suggest is that we give him 2 blood points up front, or like half the bottle or whatever, and then maybe you want to talk to him and to discuss with him what this entails. And if he reacts violently to it, I can always blank his memory, so to speak, and put memories that are happier or whatever. But if you can convince him on your own, I think that would be much more powerful than anything I could do.
I mean, if we do this waking him up from sleep, you can just put in memories of him having never woken up from sleeping.
Oh, I could do that.
Well, this is all a dream.
It just depends how much you want to tell him about it. And like you say, this guy's a health nut. He might like the idea of possibly living forever. So you might might want to give him enough blood so he's just amenable to you to begin with.
Because I mean, I'm not exactly the prettiest sort.
Exactly. And
Plus, we're breaking into his house in the middle of the night.
Exactly. All of these things would need to be overcome.
Okay. Let's do this tomorrow night or the night after that, when we definitely have enough time to handle any complications. Until then, I'm going to go see if I can get down to Vargas and check him for material evidence. Obviously, there's no autopsy notes to take a look at, but he might not have been tampered with too much yet.
That sounds like a plan, and I guess me and Byron, I can keep training you in all specs, I guess.
Sounds like a plan.
And in a certain way, David is hoping that they're actually are signs of foul play, just so that he'll then have someone to actually target.
Someone to blame for the
Someone
heart
to
attack.
blame, so that it's not just a heart attack. God damn it.
No, he's an old man, man. You know, it just happened. It can happen to people in their 30s. Just go.
But yeah, that's... Obviously this isn't something he would ever admit, but that's kind of how he's feeling right now.
What's Joseph doing?
Joseph is still lurking and loitering outside, Astoria Medical, where it's been early in the morning. I mean, people come and go, basically like emergency staff if like there's a particular situation. But Isaac himself hasn't left as of yet, and there's not like anyone with like anyone who's police oriented who Joseph might recognize from the precinct who's arrived or anything.
Yeah, he's going to be near his car, and his car is going to be somewhere fairly obvious, somewhere you can't miss it while coming up. And after a little while, he's going to give David a call to make sure that he's going about doing that.
Okay.
All right. And I guess at this point, they would be just finishing up at Astoria Estates now?
Sure.